Imagine playing the ultimate game of hide and seek. Now imagine you are hiding from the most advanced tracking systems on the planet, and you are flying a machine that weighs as much as 10 elephants. Sounds impossible, right? Well, as a military tech expert, I am here to tell you that it is very real. Meet the B-2 Spirit stealth bomber. It is a $2 billion ghost plane that can fly anywhere in the world, drop a massive payload, and vanish without a single trace. But how do you make a giant airplane practically invisible? Today we are breaking down the science, the history, and the jaw-dropping price tag of the B-2 bomber. First, what exactly is the B-2? Simply put, it is a heavy bomber used by the United States Air Force. Its main job is to fly deep into enemy territory, completely bypass all their alarms, and deliver its weapons. It is strong enough to carry up to 40,000 pounds of gear. To understand why it was built, we have to travel back in time to the Cold War. Back in the 1970s and 1980s, the Soviet Union was building incredibly smart radar systems and surface-to-air missiles. The U.S. Air Force realized that their older, giant bombers would be easily spotted and shot down. They needed a plane that could sneak in perfectly undetected. So, aerospace engineers started working in total secrecy. The project was so highly classified that the public did not even know this plane existed until it was finally revealed in 1988. But how does it actually stay hidden? To understand how the B-2 hides, you first have to understand how radar works. Think of radar like a bat using echolocation. A radar dish on the ground sends out invisible waves of energy into the sky. If those waves hit a normal airplane, they bounce right back to the dish, exactly like an echo. The radar dish hears the echo and says, "Aha! There is an airplane right there." The B-2 defeats that echo in two brilliant ways: its shape and its skin. Let us talk about its shape. Notice how the B-2 looks like a giant flying boomerang? It does not have a tail section sticking up like normal passenger jets do. This is called a flying wing design. Imagine throwing a bouncy ball straight at a flat brick wall. It bounces right back to you, catching you out. That is how a normal airplane reflects radar waves straight back to the enemy station. Now imagine throwing that same ball at a sharply slanted roof. The ball bounces off at a wild angle and goes flying into the neighbor's yard. You never get it back. That is exactly what the B-2's smooth, sharply angled body does. When radar waves hit it, they do not bounce back to the enemy base. They scatter safely away into the sky. Because of this trick, on an enemy screen, this giant bomber looks to be about the size of a small bird. But shape is not enough. What about the radar waves that hit it directly? This brings us to the B-2's skin. The airplane is covered in something called radar absorbent material, or RAM. Think of normal airplane metal like a shiny mirror, reflecting light perfectly. The special coating on the B-2 is more like a dark, thick sponge. Instead of reflecting the radar wave, this material actually absorbs the energy and turns it into a tiny amount of heat. The radar wave hits the plane and simply disappears. Wait, did I just say heat? That brings up another huge problem. Even if you are invisible to radar, enemies can use heat-seeking missiles to track the fiery exhaust coming from your jet engines. To fix this, the engineers had to be incredibly clever. Instead of hanging the engines under the wings where everyone can see them, the B-2's 4 massive jet engines are buried deep inside the body of the plane. Before the hot exhaust leaves the back of the jet, it gets mixed with freezing cold air from high up in the atmosphere. It is kind of like blowing out a candle through a tube filled with ice. By the time the air comes out the back, it is cooled down so much that heat-seeking cameras cannot see it against the cold background of the sky. So it has a shape that deflects radar, a skin that absorbs radar, and a built-in cooling system to hide its heat. It is an absolute masterpiece of science. But how much does it cost? Brace yourself. Each B-2 Spirit costs about $2.1 billion. Why is it so expensive? Well, inventing all this brand new science cost billions of dollars in research. Originally, the military wanted to build over 100 of these planes. But when the Cold War ended, they only built 21, because they had to spread all those billions of research dollars across just 21 planes. The price per plane went through the roof. Plus, maintaining that special sponge-like skin requires very expensive air-conditioned hangars. So there you have it. The B-2 Spirit is not magic. It is just incredible engineering. It uses geometry to bounce radar away, special chemistry to absorb what is left, and brilliant thermodynamics to hide its heat. It proved that humans could build a machine that completely masters the skies by becoming a ghost. If you learned something new today about the wild world of aviation and technology, be sure to hit that like button and subscribe for more deep dives. Until next time, stay curious.